Now, the Supreme Court of Appeal will hear arguments today on the legality of the tribunal investigating misconduct charges against Western Cape Judge President John Hlophe. The case is brought by Constitutional Court Justices Bess Nkabinde and Chris Jafta. Well, let's cross over to our reporter, Aldrin Sampear. He's in Bloemfontein. He's going to be covering this for us. Aldrin, a very, very good morning to you. Give us an idea of what's expected today.
Well, good morning, Lee, and we expect heads of arguments and oral arguments to be led by the counsel representing Bess Nkabinde as well as Chris Jafta. We also expect the Judicial Service Commission to be giving its submissions with regards to the legality of the tribunal that was set up back in 2013. Remember that the arguments that Bess Nkabinde as well as Chris Jafta has set out is that there is no formal complaint in this matter, which the Judicial Services Commissions Act of 2013 says there must be a formal complaint against a judge president or against the judge before there's a tribunal that's set up. So there isn't that formal complaint. The matter was taken by the full bench of the Constitutional Court judges to the JSC, and that's the arguments that will be heard over here, whether the tribunal has been set up legally. There's also the argument around having an NPA prosecutor being the lead investigator or leading evidence. Justice Chris Jafta raised the issue around the separations of power when it comes to this issue, having a prosecutor that has to lead evidence and investigate judges.
When are we expecting this particular case to begin and to pretty much so start wrapping up? I mean, does it take a long time to hear this, or should it be over and done with quite soon?
Well, we expect this one to be over and done with quite soon, considering that there's only the two applicants, that's Chris Jafta as well as Bess Nkabinde, and only three other respondents, including the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Development, with regards to this matter. But I guess quite the crucial case on this one is judges judging other judges, and considering that this case with John Hlophe, this is the third time that this case is here at the Supreme Court of Appeal. First, when the full bench of the Constitutional Court laid the complaint at the JSC. Judge John Hlophe laid a complaint saying that his constitutional rights were violated. The matter went all the way to the Supreme Court of Appeal. The second time around as well was the issue around the setup of the JSC, or rather the findings of the first tribunal, which was set up back in 2009, which cleared him of any wrongdoing. Helen Zille, the Premier of the Western Cape, as well as Freedom Under Law, went to the High Court and also right here to the Supreme Court of Appeal, where they challenged this matter. The other issue is whether this matter, if Bess Nkabinde and Chris Jafta fail to convince this court around the legality of the tribunal, whether this matter will go all the way to the Constitutional Court. And the other problem with this is that you already have Constitutional Court judges that are involved in this matter. So we'll have to wait and see whether they will recuse themselves in this matter, if the Bess Nkabinde and Chris Jafta decide to take this matter to the Constitutional Court, or we might just see what happened the last time, where the Constitutional Court judges will decide not to hear the matter, considering that there are so many of them involved.
We're certainly going to cross you again in the program just to find out a little bit more about this particular case. I think it's a huge case that is being heard. It's this complaint that is hopefully going to become coming to a bit of an end. It's a complaint against Hlophe made from 2008, more than 7.5 years ago. So it's something that really has been around for a while, and perhaps seeing the closure of it really will be a great relief for a lot that have been following this particular case.